Hello everyone. I hope you're all having a wonderful week so far. Tyler's working today and I have been in the garden. You can see here that all of our tulips are just about to start blooming, and this hasn't really happened for us in past years. I think it's probably because of the just quick warm up here in Charlotte, but we went from really cool 60-degree temps all the way up to 80 this week, and all of the tulips in all of our gardens are just starting to bloom, and we're so happy about it. I'll tell you, in past years, we have had sort of a week here where this one area would be beautiful and blooming, and a week there, maybe where the other area is blooming, and they haven't all sort of bloomed at the same time. But this weekend, I believe that they are all going to be in bloom, and we are so excited to show you that. I'm sure in our next video, we'll have a full tulip tour for you, but to prepare for that, we have actually rescheduled our annual in-person tulip tour to this Saturday. So, of course, while Tyler's been working, I have been primping the garden and making sure every space is beautiful. Right now, I am in our entryway garden, and I have to say that over the past few years, of all the gardens that we have renovated and just made changes to, this has got to be one of my favorite spaces. I don't know if it's the garden gate or maybe it's the planter box, but this area is just so dramatic and beautiful when you come through that garden gate and enter our garden, and I think that's one of my favorite things about it. I will say, this area to my left that is sort of lined by these Palatka holly trees, it is actually a really shady woodland garden area for us. So the sun sort of shines, rises and sets all on the back side of this area. And of course, because of the fence, we have this really shady space at the bottom of it. I think we could tend to look at that as a negative thing. We've got this shady area where maybe we can't plant a ton of plants with beautiful blooms or perennials like we're used to, but I also think that sort of ignites this fire of searching and collecting plants that will thrive in this area. Woodland gardens are some of my favorite kinds of gardens of all the different spaces that you could plant in. I feel like a woodland garden just really has some unique opportunities and plants that you can really collect over time and fill the space out, and it becomes something that you never thought it could be. One of those plants is actually was sort of inspired by our trip to the Chelsea Flower Show years ago, and that is primula or primrose. Primula are just a woodland plant that blooms in early spring. They're actually one of the first things to bloom, and they come in a huge array of colors. And when we were in Chelsea, we noticed that so many of the gardens at the flower show had incorporated primrose into their spaces, and they had layered them in just such a beautiful fashion that all of the perfect tiny blooms were sort of blooming at the same time, and it created something truly magical. And I think that that is what I want for this entryway garden. I want when people sort of come in, like I said, they have that moment where they sort of gasp and see the space, but I want to make sure that it's like that all year round. And so early spring is, of course, when all of the tulips bloom, and I know we'll always have tulips in this space during the spring, but I want there to be sort of naturalizing plants too. As you guys know, we treat tulips as annuals here because they won't come back year to year, and so I want to make sure that this entryway is filled with perennials and plants that will come back every year for us and maybe even spread, and primula are perfect for that. The ones that we saw at the Chelsea Flower Show were actually primula candelabra, and so they had these very, very long bloom stems that had multiple layers of blooms. And while I wasn't able to get my hands on those this year, I was able to find some at the Old Dairy Nursery, and I ordered them, and they came actually in the fall, and I have overwintered them. They are coming back now, and they are just starting to bloom. So let me show you. Okay, so I've got my primrose here, and I'm just kneeled down by where I think I want to plant them, but I thought I'd show you the varieties. So I was able to get my hands on 2 different varieties this season, and I will say I ordered some of the candelabra seeds from actually directly from the UK, and they came, and I just did not have any success with growing them from seed. I also know that they take a very long time to grow from seed, so that's why I sort of opted to get them from a nursery who maybe specializes in this and knows what they're doing a little bit more with the seed. You guys know we grow things from seed all the time, but some things are just a little bit finicky and need a professional. So we were able to get our hands on 2 different varieties. This is Primula Elacere. I will say this one has just a very, very fine, beautiful yellow color that I think is gorgeous. Now they are a little bit on the small side, of course. They have been in these containers for probably a year now. And so I'm sure when we get them in the ground, they will start to spread and look a little bit bigger and like the ones that you guys are used to seeing in the store this time of year. So I'm just excited to have some color here. So we've got Primula Elatior, and then I believe this beautiful one that we have right here is, I think that this was Apple Blossom. So this one has a bit more of a pink tone to it, and it actually has lines, like a yellow line down it. And so this one is really pretty too. I do think that I'm gonna come back next year and see if I can't get my hands on some of the candelabra mix, just because they have those in a little bit bolder colors that are still really pretty. And they of course have those different layers of blooms, which is exactly what I'm going for in this space. And hopefully what we can do at that point is really wrap them all the way down this side of this entryway garden and maybe down to the end too, so that when you come in the gate, you really get that aha moment where you see all of them in bloom at the same time, whether that's before or after the tulips. So I think what I'm gonna do now is just sort of spread these evenly along the path here. I do think that I will probably keep the varieties together. So I might plant 4 or 3 or 5 of each variety together in clumps. As I said, these tend to spread, which is wonderful for this space. The foliage on them actually looks kind of like foxglove foliage. You guys know that we're obsessed with foxgloves. So it's kind of like wide and like lettucey looking. The foliage does stick around all year long if they are in the right growing conditions. And like I said, primrose really love that woodland garden, which is, I would say, cool and moist. I will say this entryway garden stays really moist all the time, and that's why we really have to keep an eye on what we plant here to make sure that it likes that environment. These, I hear, do really like that environment, so I imagine they'll do really well. So I'm just gonna get these planted. I've got just my hand trowel here, and these are small enough that I think we can just place them down the way here, pop some fresh compost around them, and they'll look really beautiful for everybody who's here this weekend for the tulip tour. Okay, so I have made it to the end of the entryway garden here, and I think I'm just going to put one more clump here. I'll probably have a few left over, and I can just pop those in another shady place in the garden. But one thing before we planted these that I did want to mention is that you will find annual versions of primula. And those are commonly sold at like the grocery store, and you can find them at the garden centers. They'll bloom really beautiful, big blooms this time of year, and then they're considered an annual, and so you'll throw them out after they die. These are actually Primula japonica, which are a Japanese primrose, and they are perennials. As long as they are in, like I said, the right kind of sort of woodland, shady, moist area, they will just spread around and make the garden beautiful. So I wanted to make sure that I told you these are not the version, or may not be the version, that you can just pick up at the grocery store and plant in your garden. Some of those won't come back. However, if you're at the garden center and you see Primula japonica or Japanese primrose, pick those up because they will look really beautiful in sort of a holiday style container or arrangement. And then you can pop them right out into the garden when you're done. Okay, so I have all of our primula all planted out in the entryway garden. I think they're looking beautiful. They're obviously on the early side of their bloom right now. You could see we only had one of the apple blossom in bloom, and the rest of them were the yellow version. And so hopefully in the next week or the next few days, we get a few more blooms. It did just rain also, so this area is super soggy, which I actually think is perfect for these. I will say that when they were in their tray, we got snow here, and that their trays were completely filled with water, and I didn't get a chance to get out there and sort of empty them out in time. And they sat in water, sort of in like a bog, and they loved it. So that soil was super moist, and it actually helped them to come back. I was hopeful that we would get all of them to come back, and they did. So I can say that these conditions are going to be perfect for them. So while we're here, I have an idea, and it's something that I've been wanting to do for a long time. When we were actually at the Chelsea Flower Show, so same sort of inspiration, we saw a garden by Tom Stewart Smith. It was his National Garden Scheme garden, and this space was completely filled to the brim with beautiful white foxgloves and just so much gorgeous layering. And most of that garden was actually a Woodlands garden. And one of the things that I was so struck by was we were sort of standing just at the edge of the garden, as you do at Chelsea. Most people are not allowed to walk through the garden, so you kind of sit on the outside and you just peer in, and it's really beautiful. But one of the things that I really, really loved about Tom Stewart Smith's garden was that he underplanted this woodland area with so many different varieties of ground covers and wild gingers, and it was just a look that I fell in love with. And it was really interesting because I think that we are so used to gardening as sort of like a vista. Like, I want when people look off into the distance at our different gardens, they see a beautiful show and layering. But one of the special things about this was that I happened to be looking right down at my feet, and I saw all of these different beautiful varieties of ground covers and just grasses and interesting things. And it really inspired me. And I think that that's the other thing with this garden, is that we want to continue to add ground covers. We've got some really beautiful varieties of ajuga in here now, but after we got back from the Chelsea Flower Show that year, we were at a garden center that had some wild ginger, which is a really unique variety of ground cover. And I believe it actually spreads by rhizome or tuber. And we picked them up, and it has these gorgeous wide heart-shaped leaves that sort of have a little bit of variegation in them. You can find all different kinds of asarum or wild ginger, like I said, that have different looks, but I picked up 3 of them because they are on the expensive side, and I popped them in the Union Garden. And I did that at the time because it has very similar growing conditions to this entryway garden. And I thought that it would be great over there. But what I'm finding is that they are actually struggling over there because it gets a little bit too hot in the afternoon, and it's a little bit brighter than this area is. So I think what I'm going to do is pop them out of the ground while they're just coming back up. and transplant them over here. And that way we sort of get the ajuga, and we'll have the primula early in the season, and then we'll have the wild ginger in this area, and they'll all just sort of spread around and start to touch each other and come together. And eventually, hopefully, this woodland garden will sort of take care of itself, and we won't have to put down any mulch or compost because we'll have a natural living mulch in all of the ground covers. So I'm going to grab those from the Union Garden and transplant them just into empty pockets in this space, knowing that in the next few years they'll start to spread around. All right, everybody, I've got our primula in the ground. They are all beautiful. The ones that are blooming are adding such a unique interest to this space. I also got our wild ginger, our asarum, into the space, which was kind of a fluke. I had wanted to do that for a while, and I'm glad that I did it now. So now they'll finally start naturalizing in this space and hopefully be a little bit happier than they were in the other. I hope you guys have enjoyed this sort of woodland themed video, and it's inspired you guys to take a space in your garden that may be dark or moist and turn it into something really beautiful. I know all of the garden greats that we saw at Chelsea did a wonderful job in inspiring us, and so we hope that we are in turn inspiring you. Stick around for next week because I'm sure we'll be taking you on a beautiful tulip tour of the entire garden. They are all blooming, and I cannot wait to show you what they all look like. Until then, make sure that you guys subscribe to our channel so that you will get a reminder every time we post a video. Until then, from our garden to yours, we'll see you soon.